With the big news out of the White House on two major fronts.
First, you're looking at the president in the middle of a history-making phone call, the first high-level contact with Iran since 1979. And second, the president holding a news conference with tough words for Republicans over the budget showdown. With the deadline looming, there's the countdown clock. What will a government shutdown mean for you? ABC's Jeff Zeleny is at the White House with the latest. And Jeff, a lot of pressure this weekend on House Speaker John Boehner.
Good morning, Bianna. You're right. House Speaker John Boehner is convening a meeting of his Republicans who are not agreeing on much. But the real story here is those pressure on those 800,000 federal workers. That's the story that the White House is trying to get across, how this government shutdown, a potential shutdown, could affect real Americans.
President Obama warning Congress.
Do not shut down the government. Do not shut down the economy.
And warning Americans of the real implications of a government shutdown.
Military personnel will not get paid on time. Federal loans for rural communities, small business owners, families buying a home will be frozen.
With 3 days left in the fiscal year, a shutdown once unlikely, now all too real for these federal workers.
My wife and I are federal employees, so yeah, it'd be tough.
It's a very hard way to work. If we work hard, we expect to get paid and not to be laid off.
The Senate passed a bill Friday to keep the government running. Now it's back in the House, where many Republicans are still intent on fighting to delay the health care law. So what happens in a shutdown? Visa and passport applications from 500,000 people would sit untouched. Mortgages delayed for first-time homebuyers. And flood relief in Colorado? Some help already delayed. The National Guard is holding off on sending 120 soldiers, citing the uncertainty of budget constraints and possible government shutdown. Colorado Congressman Cory Gardner.
This is a level of uncertainty that's just unacceptable.
Visitors to Washington seeing another impasse up close.
What do you guys think of the government shutdown?
Typical Congress and the Senate are being stubborn and about the whole deal. And
so what are you telling your congressman about it?
Telling Lee to get it resolved.
Now, there are deep divisions among Republicans, particularly among those Tea Party Republicans, some 3 dozen, who still are intent on tying a delay in the Affordable Care Act, or Obamacare, to this budget bill. So the House may vote later today, but that clock is still ticking. Most people think it could take at least a short government shutdown to get this resolved. Dana, Bianna?
And so many people just watching from the sidelines thinking the whole thing is ridiculous.
That's right. And then we have that second hurdle, the debt ceiling, set to hit on October 17th as well. A lot of people will be watching the stock market to see any reaction.